Well, hey guys, I have no idea why I don't have an intro. Let me see what is going on here because I should. Where's the. Hmm. Well, I don't know what happened. Somehow or another, we have no intro anymore. OMG, that's very. Here it is. What happened here? All right. Well, let me just play the intro because I'm people this way people get notified. It's so weird that it just went live like that. I don't appreciate that, Streamlabs. Don't be messing with my settings. All right, here we go.
From my winter hell, I've got candles and candy. I can be your daddy if you only let me creep into your prison cell. Hey baby, can you tell I'm not a criminal? Your choice is seminal. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say. Just find your way. Try to stay true. Just speak low, stand in your row. Try not to show this life's a show. Try not to glow. Way down below, it's a lot of woe. And that's not a place where you would like to go. I've got cigarettes and brandy, which could come in handy if you just help me loosen up my hand grenades fuse. Baby, don't refuse my truth, but it's up to you not to choose. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say. Just find your way and try to stay true.
All right. Hey, everybody. How are you? Well, let me fix this one because I think this is the wrong one. All right. Hold on. Anywho, I picked the wrong one. I forgot to delete my old intro. And also, it's good to see everybody. Mike. Guess what date it is? Hump day. Pointer Lover, thanks for being a member for 20 months. I appreciate that, babe. Thanks for supporting me. Appreciate that. Thank you. Hi. It's good to see everybody. Clearly, it's been too long since I've been live, and I'm very rusty. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm fumbling all over the place. While we were listening to the intro, I heard something in my ear, like a little whisper, and lo and behold, it was Allie. But I didn't realize that at the time. I forgot that Streamlabs tells you when somebody is backstage audibly. They'll say, so and so has joined. So then I thought I was having auditory hallucinations. It's been a day. I've been spending a lot of time with Chicky Nuggy Pot Pie Esquire, my granddaughter. Also, I've been doing a lot of work for the second channel, getting videos ready to go. And they should be ready to premiere soon. I just want to have a bunch of them so that there's like enough content on there that your guys aren't like, oh my God, she puts out one video every 7 years. Okay. So there you go. Hi, Allie. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm freaking hot. How are you?
It's hot. It's hot. I've been at the pool today. The last couple of days, I went swimming with Chicky Nuggy, which I wanted to update you guys on that. So after her little bandage thing got removed or whatever, it wasn't like, I thought it was going to be this nasty, gnarly scar. It's not. It's 3 little tiny scars. So, excuse me. So that's fantastic. So she can go swimming. We've been swimming. So the last couple of days, they just opened the pool. So we've been able to go swimming, and that's what we've been doing. So there you have it. That's what we've been up to. What have you been up to, Allie?
Just at the beach and, just got out of the shower. But like I said, it's so hot. I'm trying not to complain. I'm thankful because at least we can still be outside and doing stuff, and when it's cold, it just sucks. But yeah, that's about it. Just hanging out with the family and enjoying the beach.
I love that. All right. So should we get started? This is going to be a quickie. I plan to go for maybe like an hour, Also, I wanted to let you guys know, I don't know if you noticed this, but I've done work on the channel. I have redone the playlists. There is a playlist of nothing but Tisha Lynn. All right. It's all the Tisha Lynn's, everything we've ever done call-wise, and the body cams. They're all there. They all include Allie's. So all you got to do is, you want to watch the calls from April of 2021, you can, because they're all there. Just
That's awesome.
the playlist.
And then I have one that's just for these new ones, which are probably included on that. But if you guys want, and it's easier for the new ones, and it includes both, like in order, my channel, Jen's, like that.
Yes. So. I did it too. I got it all squared away. I thought, let me be productive today and organize some things. I redid the homepage. So I probably, Lil D, you probably don't get notified anymore because it's been a couple of weeks. It's been a week, I think, since almost a week. Thursday, I think, was the last time that I was that we were live. And actually, I think it was on Allie's channel. So it's been a minute since I've been live. So sometimes when you fall out of the algorithm like that, just for a minute, it'll be hard to get, a little wonky. I should have shared on my community tab, but I forgot. I'm sorry. Thank you, Allie. Thank you for doing that, babe, because I totes forgot.
Of course, but yeah, just try to remember and share it later on the community tab on your channel too.
I will. Thank you, babe. Also, so the kites. Allie, I know Allie has them.
Yes, I have a playlist called Letecia, Stauch in El Paso County Jail, and it is every bit of the 3,000 pages, including her kites, her complaints, everything from the jail file, which is where the kites came from, on that playlist.
Oh, Melissa, I will do that. I will put that as my channel intro, because there's a spot for that, and that's what I'll do. So, are we ready to get started?
I'm ready.
All right. I don't remember what this call is. I premiered it last week. I've totally blocked it out of my mind. I did write a timestamp down because they're gonna go in. They're gonna talk some smack about Amy Lang, which I think is rude. Let it go, new Amy. Clearly,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, just let it go. But here we are. So this first call is kind of short. So we'll just listen to it and kind of just, meander around. If we get bored, we'll just skip to the next call. All right.
Okay, sounds
All
like
right.
a plan.
Here we go.
Hi.
Melissa.
Hello. How are you?
I'm okay.
Oh, God.
A little bored.
Oh.
You never know who you're going to get with Leticia. Today we have Eeyore. Fantastic. Here we go. She's bored.
Yeah, I see that you called her twice. I was like, oh man.
But no, I called because I called through the security thing. So the security $30 is now showing up on my phone, but it's not showing up on my tablet.
What?
Oh. Yeah, so whenever time today, this lady told me what to do to figure out if my account has been deactivated. You just got to go online and look somewhere. So,
Where do you gotta go?
she said you got to go to Access Corrections and then see if you can find me there.
Because you're on my access corrections.
Okay, she said that's why. She said because, when you went and added money, did you go to JPay or Access Corrections?
Access corrections, because JPay,
Right.
I think that just goes to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's how you did it. That's what I told her. She said, so if that's how you did it, she said, then it's a Securus problem. She said, and it means Securus has my account not activated. Like my tablet account is not activated. So the funds aren't showing there. So then I was like, well, if we call Securus, it's like an hour wait on hold. So how else do I get in contact with Securus? Because I don't have a way to email them or whatever.
Yeah, because I talked to them and they said everything was good when I talked to them. So they looked you up and everything and then said everything is good on your end. To see about, putting it for me.
I had put $30 in.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I put money on for the phone, so you wouldn't have to do that. I mean, I just put 50 more, so I have almost $80 on there. It's like 74 something or whatever total, so that'll last me a long time. I was like, well, that'll last a long time, and then, you shouldn't have to put money on something like that.
No, but what she's saying is, it never worked on my phone account at all until today. So this morning, after I tried to call you to see if it would work, and it was telling me that the Securus had a $30 balance. So I was like, oh, yeah, it's on there, right? So I tried you twice just to make sure. And it was like, oh, it's on there. And then I go to my tablet and I hit my account and it says 0. But it'll tell me when I try to call.
Look here, Tisha. Let me just say this really quick because this call goes on like this for too long.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I mean, who cares? Here's the deal. You're a new inmate, in that correctional facility, sort of, okay? You have to start all over again, all right? And they're working on doing all the new things. And let me just say this. Also, in July is when the inmates don't have to pay for calls at all, which is probably what the software is doing, you idiot.
And new Amy, you've spent a lot of money on this hussy.
Too much. Too much. Too much. It's annoying. All right, so let's see. Let's skip ahead a little because this call is going to go on like this, and Securus, and let's call Securus, and hold on. All right, hold on. Here's where it starts. All right, she's starting to bellyache. about her stuff.
You know, I can't watch the game setting. Where the hell is my TV, Kansas? You know?
Yeah, now you got to do dealing with Kansas, which all that stuff should have just came with you anyways. I don't know why they just pack it up and just bring it with you.
Because she's not moving apartments. She's not moving dorms, new Amy. She's moving prisons.
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean,
Instead of going through all that hassle, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Why not just pack all your stuff and give it to whoever, transferring you, transferring you there and call it a day, you know?
Yeah, that just seems logical. And I'm like, how do they even know what
Right?
to send it? How do they even know that Colorado is bringing me here? They could have went east on 170 and took me somewhere else. Like, how would you even know? Like, you should have just, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, how do they even know where to send it?
Yeah, that's another thing. I wonder, who should I talk to? I can call them maybe Monday. I don't want to talk to any Hart Pence or any of that kind of crap.
No, you have to talk to Williams. It's the property person is named Williams. She's nice.
Williams?
She's not going to treat, she's not going to be rude or whatever.
So let's ask for her.
She actually told me, she said, I'm going to go personally pack up all your stuff and make sure nothing gets broken or taken or nothing like that. And she was like, be good. And I was like, girl, you know I'll be good. And she was like, I know you're glad. I said, I am.
Yeah, you didn't get in any trouble. That's just, it's so crazy
like,
all the crap they put you through, and you didn't even get in trouble. Like, that whole time, like, even the last part's not even showing, like, what they did to you for that month. You know what I mean? You had no DRs or no nothing.
so trace on the case.
Ooh.
What was that? That's all right. So trace on the case. She's talking to a person we refer to as new Amy. If you have watched any of her calls, she used to talk to this lady named Amy Lang that she met on the face that was part of the Facebook group. And Amy Lang started writing her. Then the letters turned into emails. The emails turned into phone calls. The phone calls turned into visits. And this is basically, we call her new Amy. We have no idea how they met. We don't even know her real name. We don't even care because we're just going to call her new Amy. That's who she's talking to.
And I just noticed something, Jen.
Yes.
So the girl says, yeah, and you've not even been in trouble there. Even the last thing they did to you didn't show up. There's no DRs, meaning she was watching my live that showed what showed up in the transfer, but also meaning, so there was some kind of trouble that didn't show up. That's interesting.
Right. See, here's the thing. I have this gut feeling, and so far my gut has been right about this heffalump on the screen here. Tisha Lynn. Okay. I suspect that when things did not go well with the lawsuit, not just Leticia's, but the other people's, she was, a jailhouse lawyer. Okay. Yep. And I have a feeling that she gave very, 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 very bad legal advice. And and the thing of it is the girls that she gave this legal advice to, they aren't on a compact. They're there. That's where they go. They have to stay there. That's Kansas. They've committed a crime in Kansas, and Kansas has them. So they don't have the option to dip like Leticia does. So I have a feeling that she caused quite a ruckus at Topeka Women's Correctional, and that is why they got her up and out. They called Colorado and they said, hey, you know that interstate compact? Null and void. We don't want her. You can have her. Come and get her now. And they did.
That's a great point. You're probably freaking right, because she was their legal, she was doing the legal paperwork for all these other inmates, and some of those people have nothing to lose.
Right. Exactly. They're lifers. They're going nowhere. So,
Oh, sorry.
It's all right, babe. You're fine. Well, be careful. Don't be dropping breakables.
Yeah. It was just a plastic eyelash case in the sink. That's all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're just like, get her out of here. We're tired of her. Get her crap and let's go.
Yep.
So, all right.
Interesting.
Yep. I'm going to let this go on just a little bit longer because I put in some fun things for you guys, and I I want to get your opinions on it and if I should do more of these going forward. All right. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, here we go. Also, hey, Wuffy.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
Hey,
And my last VR was 11 months ago. You know, with the whole
Yeah,
nurse
so
thing.
you're almost- So
You
you're
know?
almost done with that. Like you will have nothing, absolutely nothing, and you know that it's 12 months. After 12 months, that's over,
Yeah.
and you have absolutely nothing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you pretty much have like a month to go. It's probably even close to it now. I mean, by probably end of next month or something, you have absolutely nothing. You know? So
Yeah, and like it just got me frustrated this morning. And I had a breakdown. The lady came to my door, and I'm just like freaking out. Not on her, but just in general. And she's like, "I'll be back." And so she comes back. She's like, "Wait, what's going on now?" And I'm like, "I don't have any of my stuff." I'm like, "I don't have any shoes. I can go outside, yeah, anytime I want to, but I need to be working out." I said, "You guys don't understand how important it is for me to work out." I said,
Yeah.
"I have made this an important thing in my life the last year, and it has made me successful." And I said, I'm breaking down here. I can't do anything. I said, "If these flip-flops I have on, okay, I can try to do burpees, but it really is dangerous because you're really going to hurt your toes." I'm like, it's not effective. All day long you can try to do burpees or something like that, but I can't run. I can't go get on the treadmill. I can't go even when they make me a level 3, I have no shoes to go to the gym. But I have a $90 pair of shoes sitting in Kansas. Like, I don't understand.
No, I think I need to call them. I wish we can order them right now and then have them send to you tomorrow. You know.
I know. And I said, I'm trying to be like, I sat outside for about an hour and I was talking to this girl about it, and I was like, "Look," I said, "I understand. People go home homeless. People don't have anything. So I am definitely showing gratitude. And I would say all my prayers."
people have had their loved ones' lives taken from them. You understand that too, Letecia, right? Like you did, you freaking murderer. Okay. And you're over here bitching about a TV. You're bitching about not being able to work out. Why don't you be innovative, Letecia? Why don't you figure it out? I don't know I don't know if they're getting it right. I've never heard of a burpee. I have no idea what it is. But can't you do squats? Do something productive instead of getting on the tablet and talking to this woman for, hours and hours and hours a day, bitching. You took somebody's life. What's wrong with you?
You're lucky that you get all the privileges you got.
Right. Like, the more I listen to this, the more I am annoyed at the amount of things that she's allowed to do and able to do. She doesn't seem like she's getting punished
I know.
at all.
And I've noticed that in the comments too of people listening. They're like, "What? She has this, she has that. Like, are you serious?"
Right.
And yeah. Also, I love the little video things you added. Like, I only saw the one because I was putting my makeup on, but I'm done now, so I'll be watching closer. But
Well, I didn't add any after this because then I was like, wait a minute, what if people don't like this? Let me just do one call
I
with
love
gifts and then we'll see.
I think it
Oh,
makes it awesome, and I would do it too. But I know when I'm doing mine, I'm just rushing trying to get them out, and I think it's a great idea. And I know it takes extra work, and I love it. I think if you want to do it because I think it makes it better. But
thank you. I appreciate that. All right. I think I'm going to do it. When she says something ridiculous, you guys
Yeah.
know I'll have a gift for that. Panman says, okay, a burpee is basically a fast push up from the stand. I know what it is now, and we call them something else. But anything that comes out of Leticia's mouth makes me want to hate.
Yeah.
She's the worst. She's the worst.
Yep.
So yeah, we called those something else in gym. So yeah. Oh, God. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. And then I'm gonna skip forward, I think. I don't remember what's on these calls, honestly. We're just gonna hear her talk crap about Amy Lang and then we'll bounce.
For people, because it's one of those
Good.
that And I said, I would definitely be in prayer about it, you know, and stuff like that. And so, yes, you always have to have a sense of gratitude in situations and stuff like that. Yes, you do, you know. But you also know that God, but you also know that, you know, God doesn't always want us to live miserably either. He didn't design it for us to live miserably. Because if we're saying that we are a child of God.
What did she just say? Listen, I don't want to offend anybody. God doesn't want us always living miserable. That's what she said. You want me to rewind it?
Yeah, because I couldn't understand her. He didn't design us to something. I didn't know what she said. To live miserable. Okay.
All right, here you go. Here she's going to talk about prayer and gratitude.
Okay.
Lessons from Tisha.
Ready to go home, says nothing. And I said, I would definitely be in prayer about it, you know, and stuff like that. And so, yes, you always have to have a sense of gratitude in situations and stuff like that. Yes, you do, you know. But you also know that God, but you also know that, you know, God doesn't always want us to live miserably either. He didn't design it for us to live miserably. Because if we're saying that.
Hold up. Okay. Now I am a heathen. I will admit that. Okay. I am spiritual, but I'm not religious. But I do remember being grounded and reading the Bible a few times, you know, not like all the way through, but just, you know, going through it. Okay. Because what else are you going to do when you're grounded to your room? No phone, no TV, no nothing. You're going to read, right? So I don't know what made me do it, but I read the Bible. Okay. Some of the Bible. And from what I remember, God was big on punishment. There was a lot of punishment going on in the Bible. Now, that's for people who do wrong, right? So I'm sure that I don't think that Letitia, like, I don't think that God wants like me and Allie and my chat to live miserably, but I'm pretty sure that he would be okay with you being miserable because you are once again a murderer. I mean, I don't like to speak for God, but it really irritates me that she does. You know, I wonder about that. You know?
I don't know. I didn't grow up in a home that was religious, and I was allowed to go to Sunday school with my aunt and my cousin Summer. Her mom always took me. That's kind of, or they wanted me to go. Once I had the interest, once I lost the interest, I didn't go. So I don't know much about it at all. But I feel like uh, Letitia is not the idea of a godly woman, in my opinion, right? Because isn't God love? Like, isn't it just about loving each other and showing kindness? And
I mean, I would think so, but also isn't there that passage or whatever in the Bible about hurting children and putting people who hurt children wearing a stone around their neck? Now, does that sound like
no
does that sound
punishment?
like fun or not being
No, and
punished?
yeah, I feel like they had some pretty like gnarly punishments in the Old Testament, right? Being stoned and other things like that.
Here
So
comes Team Psych Ward. Now, Team Psych Ward knows me. She knows that I have a lot of questions around religion, and I'm always asking, and she's very good to be patient and answer me. Team Psych Ward says God was very big on punishment. Jesus changed that, but God's law still exists. You can't be a heathen, Tisha. You can't be killing children, Tisha.
yeah, he wouldn't want us to live miserably. Well, he might you. He
Right.
might want you to.
Me and Allie might be in the clear. The people in the chat might be in the clear, but I don't know, Tisha. You're probably, I'm pretty sure he might want you, to live miserable. I don't know.
Amy, you are, I'm just saying, you ain't going down the right path, girl. I'm just saying.
Yikes on bikes and no. All right, let's hear some more religion from Letitia.
Okay.
Life lessons with Letitia.
That we are a child of God, and that He knows the plans He has for us, and that He wants us to prosper and do good things. As long as we're doing His will, He obviously don't want you to live in misery. So
was Gannon a child of God?
Wanting to work out every day.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just hear that and I think you're a child of God, bitch.
Right.
You killed an actual child.
Right.
Oh my God.
Right.
Oh.
Like, listen, I don't know where God stands on all this. Is he going to forgive her or whatever? I don't know. That's not my walk. That's hers. But she acts like she does know. And let me just say this. don't you have to, like, if you want to be forgiven, and this is just a general statement, nothing having to do with religion at all, right? But if you wrong somebody, okay, and you ask for forgiveness, shouldn't you, I don't know, take a responsibility and accountability first?
Yeah,
Isn't
I
that
would think
part
so.
of, yeah, shouldn't you admit what you did? Not
Yeah.
hide behind some made, and I'm not saying that dissociative identity disorder is made up, but I'm saying Letitia does not have
Yes.
that and she made it up. So I are you it just doesn't sound like she feels like, or she double talks. You know what I'm saying? Like she picks and chooses what's convenient. Get out of
Yes, she
here.
does. Hey, I got a question in a minute while we're listening. I'm gonna go up on the sun deck and like I'll turn the camera on, but does it open
Ooh.
facing me or out? I wonder.
Well, I don't know. You did it before and it opened. It might
Facing
open.
out, right?
I think so, but you might have to change it. Just be prepared that it
Okay.
might open to your beautiful face, which we'd all like to see.
Okay. Well, thank you,
You're
Bendy.
welcome.
All
You're welcome.
right.
We're going to
Well,
listen to the rest of this call. This call ends in about 4 minutes. That's plenty of time because she's already got me pressed and stressed to have a 6. Okay.
okay.
And
Okay.
then when we come back for the second call, we'll see what's going on the dock with Allie. All right.
Yay. Okay.
Yes. Here we go.
Because actually, that's a good thing,
No.
not a bad thing, you know?
Right, yeah, no, definitely not. He wants you to do good things. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
He didn't create us. He didn't have us come down here to be miserable, you know?
Yeah, so I'm like,
Learn.
I know they're suffering. Trust me, if anybody's had their battle with them, I know about suffering. So, like, you know, I'm like, come on. Like, these are things that
Through a lot.
he's already blessed me to have. So I don't understand where there's this communication problem at, you know. And the thing is, I can't, like, they were saying that Kansas was adamant about, no, you can't take nothing with you. We have to go through it. But, like, okay, you already went through it. You already packed it up. I'm sure it's in property, packed up in boxes. What's the problem now? You don't even, like, she tried to call the liaison there, which is, you know, it's got to be Darcy Holthouse. Well, you know, Darcy's not answering her. So,
Yeah.
of course, Darcy, well, Hartpence, you know, he ain't going to call back up here.
No.
And even you said that. Remember, you're like, wait, I don't want to talk to Hartpence. It's like,
What is the point if they don't want to help? You know what I mean? There's absolutely no point in me even communicating with somebody that doesn't even want to help. You know what I mean?
You don't want
It's
to
just a
talk to
waste
that
of my
man.
time.
Yep.
No, I don't want to. At this
and
point,
it's just
if
more
you're moved
stress,
now,
you
I
know?
don't have to.
Yeah.
It is. It's stressful. And now that you're moved, I don't have to. I need to talk to somebody that's dealing with the property, you know?
Yep, exactly.
Less
Because
stress.
at this point, Harkins is not dealing with property. Property's dealing with property. So,
Yeah, exactly.
and like these people don't know the names here, you know what I'm saying? Because they just call the liaison. Well, obviously the liaison is whole house and Harkins. So who, you know what I mean? And that's just like, you know them H's, whole house, Harkins, Hook, Oliera. Them H's, they got to go because that's the worst thing that could have been in Kansas, you know. So.
That's the worst thing that's in any correctional facility whatsoever.
I know.
Seriously, nobody should deal with that. Nobody should deal with that nonsense.
Yeah, and it's like, where's my $30? You know,
yeah, it's just
I'm pressing this refresh button, refresh. Security debit balance $0, and I'd be like, ah! I can at least, at least download a game and like keep my mind content for a little bit. Until, I still got to make this level 3, so I got to keep my mind content, and try to do whatever. I've read my scripture. I went outside, I paced around this place, paced back and forth, made a grilled cheese thing out of breakfast, and I'm like, I got to have something to do. Here's what, the TV is messed up in the front. I don't know if someone threw water in it. I don't know what they did, girl. This thing blinks every 2 seconds.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
It just went blank.
Hello?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
The caller has hung up. Hello, this is a free call from an incarcerated individual at Denver Women's Correctional Facility. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press 2. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Oh my goodness, that was weird. I kept hitting 1 and it wouldn't hit it. It just kept going. Can you hear me hitting 1 or anything?
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay. So I keep hitting it. Like, come on, dude. Why isn't it working?
Well, I was trying to get you to say something real quick so that you could hear the guy talking to me at the door. He was like, I think your Securious Media account might be disabled. And I was like, well, why would that be?
Again, who cares? Why? This is I guess. I guess it's all relative, and these are the problems that you face when you unalive an innocent child. No, I'm not going to say that. Let me not censor what she did. This is what happens. These are your problems when you've murdered a child, or anybody for that matter. But in Leticia's case, a child. So you're upset about your phone. Jesus, I can't with her.
Okay, let's see. Wait, is that on me?
Ooh, it's on you.
Okay,
Let me spotlight you. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
let me turn it around real quick.
Okay, I won't spotlight you till you're ready. You tell me when you're ready.
Okay, video settings. Front camera, back, ultra wide camera. Let's try this. Okay.
Ooh,
Okay, so right there is the beach, like the shore. We're one row
ooh.
back.
Okay.
But then if we go over here that's the other side of the island, the water is only right there. Like you can usually see it from this porch. And then there's also water on the other side of these buildings. But this is like just a sunroof, you know what I mean?
How
Or like
cute
a
is that? I'm so glad it didn't get destroyed in the hurricanes.
I know, for real. And I'm so glad, yeah. It's just the first, when we first got here, we had some bumps and some things go on, but it's going pretty
Yes.
good now. So, yeah.
It's so cool. Those houses are so cute, but man, oh man. I'll tell you what, that wires or that metal staircase that looks like it's kind of yeah, that thing, I'm telling you right now. Yeah,
Scary.
scary and dangerous for your girl. I trip over air. Now, can you imagine if I had some cocktails in me, a couple of cocktails? Oh my.
No, I'm in the Outer Banks. YouTube bad actors. I live in the Outer Banks, but I live like on the inner part of the sound, and this is one of the islands, like way down on the island. It's about like 2 hours from where I live, but ooh, look how pretty the sun is setting
It's
over that.
so pretty. Panman says, wow, such a pretty view. What beach is that? Looks a little like Hatteras? Hatteras?
Yes, it is. It is Hatteras.
Hatteras.
Yeah. I'm actually in Avon, but Hatteras is like 5 minutes up there. It's all Cape Hatteras Island. And
Oh,
there's
wow,
like
it's so
Avon is
pretty.
just one of the little towns, but I love the houses are so pretty here too. But since I was a kid, my parents would come here, bring like our whole family, and we used to rent these giant houses and like our whole family. And I mean like my cousins, my aunts, uncles, grandparents, and we would all just spend the week together at the beach. And now it's just us,
Wow.
but it's still a lot of fun. I love these round houses though, Jen. Look at these
Oh,
two.
those are cute. They look like those ones that they have in where is that, like, is it Tahiti? You know, where the part of the floor is glass and you can see the
Yeah.
ocean. You
They
know what I'm
do kind of
talking
remind
about?
you of that. Yeah.
They look
Yeah,
like that.
yesterday there were like so many jellyfish. We've seen all kinds of little creatures, which has been really fun. But yeah, so that's the view for today. I
Oh, it's
wish you could see the
beautiful.
water here because it's so close. I remember when I was a kid, my grandma used to tell me, like, I don't know if when you have kids, this island may not be here, Al. I'm telling you, it's gonna wash away. She was so serious.
Oh,
And it's still here, so I don't know, but yeah.
YouTube
So
Bad
I mean,
Actors wants to know if the heat wave is hitting you there. And Viv would
yes.
like for you to zoom in. Can you zoom in? She says.
I don't think so, but I know you can zoom on your phone. Take it, pinch your screen and unpinch, and because I'm zoomed in, but I don't think you guys can tell. Like I'm just zoomed on my phone. But it is the heat wave has been here, but it's not been that bad. It's a lot worse at my house, like because I guess the wind off the water, you get a little chill. But um a 17-year-old, I was telling Bindi earlier, a 17-year-old right before our live that they had a heat stroke on the beach today.
Oh
17.
man, that's
Yeah.
scary. That's scary. Wow. Yikes.
Yeah.
I hope they're okay.
I do
I hope
too.
they're
I heard
okay.
it like when I got to the beach, I heard them on the radio, like the rescue was there and they were talking
Oh,
about it. That's how I knew. But yeah.
wow. That's scary. At least they got there quickly and got attended to the kid and to the, I don't like to say it like that, attended to the person needing help, and hopefully they'll be okay. Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
Hi.
I agree. I could hear you. I don't know why it knocked me, but that's okay.
Okay.
We can get back to it anyways. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
but first, is the heat wave hitting you, Jen? Because I know it's like the East Coast and especially like up north, like places that don't usually get as hot as where we are. Because it's always hot where I live. It's always hot where you live. It's like 100 all summer, pretty much.
I
But
s-
yeah,
okay, so I don't think that we are really getting that heat wave yet. Now, we will be getting into the hundreds in July.
okay.
So, and I don't know what I can't even look at Florida because all I can think of is we're coming up on the 4th of July. And let me just say this, there's no place better during the 4th of July for people like me who love the fireworks, particularly who like to set off the fireworks because Florida lets you do it. Well, where I was in Florida, we could. So, and I wasn't like in the country or anything. I was, right on the beach. So, we were allowed to do them whenever, wherever, and it was great. And I love it because, I like to set things on fire. I like fire. I'm not going to lie, but I like to do it safe. Okay. Safely, like like fireworks are okay. You're allowed to, they tell you to light those things. That's what they're supposed to. I don't be going around committing arson or anything like that. Just that, the fire and then, the explosion and stuff. It's just right there. Two things that I love, that and snacks. So there you go. Allie joined and then she got bounced. So we, okay, let's see. Okay. There you are.
I don't know what happened. Like I could hear you again, but all of a sudden when I started talking, I could hear an echo and it was robotic. And I don't even think I was on stream because somebody texted me and said, "Bye, Amy." So I go across the phone. B crumbs, I'm calling you out. If you're in the bushes, I love you. I got to. But she said, "Bye, Amy."
I gotta say, I'm watching the side chat, and just as a little sidebar, I have, you guys, I've been keeping up with all the aftermath of Karen Reed, all of the interviews, and can I just tell you guys, remember how I love Alessi? Remember how I just adore that
Yes.
man? I adore him more. I do because he's given it. He's done it. What the one interview that I have seen, he was asked a really difficult question. He was asked about what happened with the sweatshirt. We all, anybody that watched, we were there. You know what happened, and he handled that question so gracefully, so tactfully, and he really could have said some things about Hank Brennan, but he did not. And then to have Brennan come out and say, what he did, I'm not even gonna talk about it. But yeah, it just irritated the crap out of me. So there's that.
Are you going to do a live
Um,
on some of that stuff?
I might go through it and do some clips, the best of, because those people, they worked really hard. They got those interviews, and you know how I am. When somebody gets the interviews, I'll do little clips and stuff, but I want people to watch, their channel. I just want to
Yeah,
talk
but I
about a
think
few things. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that and I love that. But I do think your viewers want to hear like your thoughts on those things. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
maybe there you can do a little bit without showing too much of it, but still talking about because I want to hear your thoughts on it. And I didn't even follow. I followed the first one very closely, so I know a lot of it. But then some things changed when they had different experts in that. What is it, ARCA or whatever it's
Yes.
called?
Yes.
So I don't know everything from the second one, but I still would be interested to hear your thoughts on it.
Well, I definitely will do it. Let me just say this. I thought about it. I was listening to one of the interviews in the shower, and I was thinking about what would I ask Mr. Alessi if I could, or Mr. Yannetti. And I probably could talk to Mr. Yannetti, but there's no way that I could talk to Mr. Alessi. No way. I'd be way too nervous. I'd be even though I'm like all over the place anyway. Can you imagine if it was Alessi on the panel? I'd be everywhere. He would be like, can you get this more succinct, Bindi? But the people that did do the interviews with him did a really, really good job. And I'm really excited to, there's another one I want to watch. And I think that, I saw that, Duty Ron is going to have Mr. Alessi on.
Oh,
So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I just thought that was really cool. All right. Back to lame Tisha. We're
okay.
still bitching about who cares about hold on. Let's get to
I can't wait to hear the Amy Lang thing.
yeah,
This is
it's in call 4. So let's get to this call 4.
okay.
All right, here we go. Because it's mainly just Securus over and over and over and over and over.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from an incarcerated individual at Denver Women's Correctional Facility. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse charge, thank you for using Securus.
Oh my
You may
God.
start the conversation now.
Oh my goodness.
I know this is petty and I don't care, but I keep that in because they keep saying the word Securus, and Letitia is hearing that as well and still mispronouncing it. And it's just petty of me, and I don't care. I just thought you guys wanted to know that. Because I used to cut that out, but now because she says it wrong like every single time, and she talks so much smack about me and Allie that
Yeah.
and Kit that I'm over it, and now I'm just petty. So
There we go. I love it. Hey, Kelly.
all right, here we go.
The phone is so crazy. When I call them tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, okay, first off, it's hanging up a lot, and then tell them that I hung up and I didn't hang up the phone. And then when I try to hit 1, it won't let me.
It told me that again just a minute ago. It was like, this caller has hung up.
No, I didn't. I did not. It told me the last time that you hung up on me.
Hey, Pointer Lover. Good to see you.
I said, hold on a minute, because I was trying to get her to buy my ice cream. We had to go run it down. So then I was waiting in my ear, going that way to go find my ice cream, and then it said, the caller has hung up. And I was like, man, she mad that I'm getting some ice cream? She's wanting to get
No, it told me that you hung up.
It's like, dang.
I know it said the caller hung up. I'm like, really? Now she's hanging up on me?
I don't know. It was maybe, yeah. Tell them how their service is.
I am. Tomorrow when I call, I'm going to call them tomorrow after work.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them that it's lying on me and it's lying on you. And then another thing is I'm hitting 1. I'm hitting 1 and it won't let me, and I have to hit it 5 million times, and then it like hangs up. And then it's saying that I hung up. I didn't hang up.
Then it tells me, it says, when that happens, it says the caller has not accepted your call. I'm like,
just know, anytime that happens, that's happening. When I'm hitting 1, it's not letting me.
Yeah,
I would be so mad too if you're hearing me. If you're hearing me, I was like, oh my god.
Listen, That's how I'm feeling about the Securus. I mean, I'm glad that we have it on the tablet. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot
I love that.
of stuff to get out of it, like this whole.
See how she says it wrong every time?
His face is like just everything I'm feeling.
Snoop
Okay.
is everything to me. I do have another one that I will put up. I have to upload it, but it says, bitch, what the fuck? It's just him holding a little card.
That's so funny.
I love Snoop. He's everything. He's the best. Hold on, let me take this down. Cripes, come on, computer. Uh-oh. It won't let me. There we go. All right. Here we go. Sorry, y'all.
Whole thing with like tablet time, but like, I mean, I'm glad we have it, but I want to use it. Like, tell us, we want to use it.
I know.
Oh,
you have the funds there.
I know.
You should be able to do it. So
I've been
frustrating.
waiting days to play dominoes. You know, I've been waiting days to play dominoes or something. I like. They got new releases on here too.
Aw.
Yeah.
I
There's
wish that I could do something.
I know there's like new releases. Let me see what it says here. What kind of? I went to for your information, right? Because I was like, let me see if there's like some kind of security information on this or whatever. I was like, there has to be some kind of troubleshoot. There's one on there about the phone dropping. Hold on, let me see what it says under that.
It must happen a lot because that's the first thing they said.
Yeah, let's see what it says. Okay. Where's it at? I saw the phone drop thing. Hold on. Let's see. I am missing the app on my tablet. Blah, blah, blah. No, where's this at? It says okay, here's one. When using the phone app, I'm unable to hear my family and friends, or they are unable to hear me. What should I do? Okay, it says, make sure earbuds are properly connected. Include a microphone for your family to hear. Well, we already know that. Okay, we'll set it up. All right. Oh, here we go. When using the phone application, I am receiving error messages or calls or drop. What should I do?
You know, it has just occurred to me, and I don't know why it just occurred to me now, but it has occurred to me, and so I'm going to share it with you. The way that she reads these, frequently asked questions is kind of like the right way that you would, I don't know, Google things, Leticia. You see how there's actually a question there? They're not using it as their personal advice column or like a chit chat. You know how you write your kites, how you use Google, stuff like that. This is how you do it correctly, you idiot. God, she's annoying.
Girl, it said check the earbuds. Oh, God.
It has nothing to do with earbuds because I don't have earbuds on.
I know. I'm sitting here thinking it was going to give us an insight.
I could see maybe a video of it, but why would I have earbuds on right now when you're on my phone?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
Look,
it's you.
Wait.
What can I
What do you mean? Why would you have earbuds in when you're on the phone? Are you new to phones?
I'm using earbuds right now. What am I doing?
Oh, you're doing it all wrong. Apparently, new Amy. Why would I have earbuds in? I'm on my phone. What do you freaking mean? That's
When do
why
you use them? Yeah.
What? It's not just for working out, new Amy. You would be amazed at how freeing it is when you just have earbuds or AirPods in. You can do the dishes. You can clean your house. You can walk around. You don't have to take calls from people incarcerated for killing children. It's really liberating. You should try it. What the actual fuck?
Idiot. Sorry. But
Yeah.
Dumb.
Dumb as a box of hair.
What can I use my Securus debit money for? Okay, here's the answer. Securus debit is the account you use for Securus, providing services such as phone calls, tablet subscriptions, games, music, movies, and stamps for e-messaging. So wouldn't that tell you that all plays the same?
Yes.
It would all be together, wouldn't it?
Yes, Leticia, you figured it out, Columbo. Congratulations. You also realize that they're updating the system because they're changing things around. And on top of that, you are like in the mental ward. Okay. So I would imagine that your privileges are somewhat restricted. Idiot.
I mean, they don't have an option of where you transfer it to.
I don't see nothing. I've been reading all this stuff, trying to figure it out here. And it says, can my family and friends make a deposit to my secure debit account? Now listen to what this says. Yes, your family and friends can easily add funds to your secure debit account through the secure debit.
Your friend did add the money. What is your problem?
Right.
Idiot.
You know how many times I went in everything.
I know.
I even went out of the Google because I went out of the app to go in the Google part just to go in the main, you know, whatever, and it still wouldn't let me.
Yeah. I know.
It won't let me. It says no pants.
Tell them on their frequently asked questions that they have very vague answers, and it tells us this stuff really is not really true. Like the Securitas website does not work.
No, it will not allow. I mean, that's one of my options because there's like a whole line of everything that I can do on there.
Yeah.
And when I hit fund, because it says you can, you know, basically fund into their account for games and blah, blah, blah. So I hit that, and I put in your name, and then...
I'm so tired of you.
One number. No.
So I
Thank
did
you.
that, and then it says no contact available.
You know what?
I wonder if it has...
When you get time again, look and see if you can find anybody else's name, just to see if it's maybe because they don't know I'm here. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe
I know,
that's why my money's not showing up.
I was wondering, I wonder if it's hers because it says no contact available. So
It's because they're changing it because it's going to be free. You know, I'm surprised that when you read off the new law, right, and all about how we can't do what we're doing right now, you didn't read that part of it because that's actually the first thing that comes up. Shocker.
wonder if they just don't have you in there for that.
Oh my God, that was so rude. Allie, did you want to say something? I'm sorry, babe. I think the heat has gotten to me.
No, that was actually better because I have a bite of a taco in my mouth.
Oh,
So I'll just yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't want to be rude either.
Oh, see, you're admitting that I was rude. I was rude. I'm sorry. That was rude.
No, actually, no.
It was. I didn't even give you an opportunity to say something. I just butted in and then hit mute again and play. Like rude.
Nope,
Like
I'm saying I didn't. Nope. I'm saying I don't want to be rude either. The same way you don't want to be rude. Okay.
I see. All right, here we go. Okay. I know.
And she said, no, on our end, it looks good. Everything on her, you know. I'm like, well, she did just say that. People lie a lot.
I was going to say, they also say on here, take your earbuds. We know it's not the earbuds. So,
what would anything have to do with the earbuds? I mean, you're just funny money. You're not like, what does that have to do with the earbuds?
What you should do is you should check, like, you know, my other friend that you know her name, because you know she's already in DDoS, and see what it says, and then be like, and if it says that for hers, then you know what I mean? Or, because I'm sure they got this.
I can't. This woman, D-Dub. Girl, bye, D-Dub. You know, this is the problem, is the fact that you don't take where you're at seriously. You are in prison, ma'am. Okay? You ain't going to Buffalo Wild Wings, like B-Dubs. You're not going there. Okay? You're not going to TGI Fridays. You're not going to the Walmarts. Come on. Like, you have nicknames for the prison? What in the action? Oh, God, I'm so annoyed with her. She gets on my nerves. All right, hurry up and tuck shit. It's coming up shortly, I think. Yes. Any minute now, she's going to talk smack about Amy Lang. Here we go.
When she's in another facility?
I thought you said she was brought back to Colorado Department of Corrections.
She is. She's in the other prison, La Vesta. Yeah, La Vesta. She's in there. She's not there in Denver.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that they should still have the tablets there, don't you think?
Oh, okay. They still. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're true. Yeah, duh. Never mind. Forget I said that. Yeah.
Or if not, let me think who's somebody's name here that's an easy name to remember. Let me think. Like, who's the easy name to remember? I mean, you can text my friend. Because we're not doing anything illegal. I'm not telling you to put anything on her account, or you're not doing anything like that. You're just seeing if, you're just seeing if it works on her end, and maybe that means something's wrong on my name.
Ew. Like Amy Lang? Or no, that's Lang. Lang.
No,
Lang.
You guys don't get it twisted.
I know, right? I would never get anybody twisted with that.
I know. Give me flashback.
Right? Definitely don't want to do that. All right, I'll check that.
I hope you're listening, Amy Lane.
You never know if they'll ever get these. Who knows if the law passed there and they'll never get it, but I don't know, I didn't even know they could do that, or even how you do that.
You'd be surprised at how simple it is. But guess what? Surprise! We did get them, and we're listening to you talk shit right now.
And it hasn't been that long. May 18th. What's today? June 20 something. This was only a month ago. There we go.
And here's the thing. Okay, look. Now I used to get irritated with Amy too, because Amy's a mouth breather, which is always annoying. Plus, she was clearly recording the calls, but not using. This would be an example of when you'd want to use earbuds. Okay. So then there's no echo, and it would be really annoying. And it was an audio nightmare. Okay. All right. For Amy Lang. And also she had those glasses that look like Roz from Monsters Inc. You forgot to send your paperwork in last night. Okay. But for her part, that's me being annoyed with Amy. Okay. Letitia, you're the one that elected her class secretary. You had her running all over, doing all the things for you, depositing money here, writing this person, communicating with your legal team, all of the things.
Your power of attorney, for God's sake.
Right. Right. And now all of a sudden, Lang. Ugh. Shut up. So ridiculous. Amy Lang entertained all your crap too. All your talk about the Volturi, all your talk about the ninjas, all your talk about going, as you put it, crazy in there, and all the disassociating that you were doing, and all the things. She and she watched Aunt Brenda's dog.
Yes.
And here you are talking the most crap about her, you and new Amy. And by the way, new Amy, you hear how she talks about Amy Lang, okay?
Yep.
Amy Lang was once where you are. So hear me, and hear me well, ma'am. If they'll do it with you, they will do it to you.
Yep. This is your future, baby girl.
Yep. It's like looking into a crystal ball. This is where you're going to be. When you cease to be useful to Letitia, see, now she doesn't need money for phone calls. Okay. So what does she need money for? Aunt B keeps her filled up with snacks. So what? You're going to send her care packages every once in a while. You just wait. There'll be another person who comes along, if they haven't already, who's going to replace you. And then we'll be listening to those phone calls while they talk crap about you.
Yep. And sometimes people are surprised that you can get jail calls like this, which I understand. But once you realize, hey, look, these people have no rights. If you knew that these calls were recorded, you obviously listened to them. If you don't want to listen to them, why are you talking to her? That's really, I don't feel a bit bad about it. I don't.
Right. Because there are other ways that you could communicate with Letitia that that the public can't get.
Yep.
So just to explain it to you Okay, so we don't know this lady's name, but she does every single thing that Amy Lang used to do for her. So I call her new Amy because I mean, she's basically taken over for Amy Lang, you know, and that's it. That's all, you know. So, all right, here we go. Let's finish this call up, and then I'm gonna get off of here because I got to go make dinner, and also I got to go see my little chicken nugget pot pie before it's bedtime. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember looking, I was like, where did it even go to do that? Because I looked it up and I was like, okay. Or what would make you think to do that?
Wait a minute. You looked it up and you couldn't figure it out? Well, okay. I mean, it's really not that difficult. And what would make you think to do that? Let me tell you what made us think to do that, new Amy. Get comfy. I'm about to go on a rant. See, there was this thing called a trial, all right, which Letecia was charged with the murder of Gannon Stauch, who was 11 years old at the time, and her stepson, okay? So we watched that trial, all right? And Letecia, maybe you don't know this, but she pled not guilty by reason of insanity, which is an affirmative defense, which means that she admitted to the crime. She admitted that she killed Gannon. She just tried to pretend like she was out of her mind when she did it. She was legally insane, criminally insane at the time. The jury decided that that was a lie. But during the course of that trial, many things came out during that trial. Google searches, text messages, and you know what else? Pretext phone calls. And when they were talking about phone calls, they were also mentioned calls that Letecia made while she was jailed in El Paso County. And that made us wonder, I wonder if we can listen to those calls. And we sent a simple request. We received an answer. We paid a little money. Boom, bang, bing. There you go. Here we are today. Okay? You might want to go back and listen to some of those calls and maybe listen with your good ear, not your judgy ear, not the ear where you're ready to be defending Letecia, but listen with the ear that's open. Listen with an open ear and open mind. Maybe you'll learn some things.
Not your judgy ear, okay?
No. Use that for Letecia. When you're listening to Letecia, then you use your judgy ear. When you're listening to me and Allie over here, no judgy. We're going to teach you some things. How about that?
How about judge the person who killed an innocent child, not the people who call that person out? Okay?
Right.
Like, dude.
Right. How did we become the bad people in this situation is what I'd like to know. Like, you got some, I don't know. Yep. Here we go. That's what made us think to do that, because we follow true crime. What made you think to write and get into contact with somebody who committed the crime that Letecia committed? You know, killing a child. Murder is one thing. It's bad. It's just as bad, right? But there's something wholly different and extra evil about someone who takes the life of a child, somebody who kills a child. And then the moldy cherry on top of that evil sundae is the fact that he was her stepson. What made you think to write her?
Do that, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, she does, yeah.
But she's been here a long time, so that was, you know, like somebody that should be actively, hers should be working, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm see if I can just add it on here and then delete it. So I don't want to keep it. I don't want them to think I'm doing anything, but let me see if I can add somebody else.
No. We're just doing this to see if my account works.
Right. I wonder. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can just go in there and put her.
You should just be able to search names. I don't think you have to add them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Her last name is Colorado. She's not there. Oh, see, it's still just showing the jails when I bring that up. I wonder what's her contact ID.
Oh, I don't know that one.
That's gonna what I need to see if it shows no contact.
So,
When I put in her name, it's still just showing like what it showed me, like the jails and all that. Did you ever get that picture I sent you with that?
yeah, hold on.
It's a
let me get a minute.
screenshot, not a picture.
Yeah.
My God. Poor Linda says prosecutors dropped a bombshell in opening statements today that the mom was in on the plan. Are you talking about Crystal Rogers? No, it can't be right. Is it? No. You got to be talking about a different case. My bad. Sorry. I've been in the heat. Tell me what case you've been talking about, because I do know that Crystal's that trial is today. Unfortunately, no cameras allowed. All right, here we go.
Get it.
Oh, they did send it. I was wondering if they did.
I think so.
I wanted you to see what it shows. It just shows like the jails and all that.
Here it is.
That's what it shows.
Broomfield County. So it doesn't have Denver Women's, any of that?
No.
Denver Downtown Detention Center? Jefferson County?
And that's the whole list. It doesn't go any further.
Dang.
Yeah. So, isn't it? And then when I put in your contact, which I would have to have her ID, like her ID to do it. I think. Yeah, contact ID. I don't have her ID number.
Okay, then just do this one. Do 192-410.
010?
192-410.
Oh, 410. Right. The phone is weird. Let's see. Nope, it says contact cannot be found. Please try again.
Okay, then just
I wonder if you just can't. Yeah, I wonder if you just can't find you guys.
Yeah, because that's Roxanne, and I know Roxanne's number because I used to write her. Remember I gave it to you when I wrote her? I think you did write her for me on JPay or whatever when I left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her number, 192-410. So.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Interesting new detail. Interesting new detail here.
What did she say? Because I missed it because I was reading the chat and listening to the people at my house. I'm about to jump down and join them in the chat in a minute.
I'm about
but
to end this as soon as this call's over. But she said, "Remember, I had you write her when I left." She's talking about looking up another inmate in Denver Women's Correctional. Okay, and what? Brandy K, what is going on with your, Anyway, I got it now. I got what you wrote. Sorry, it just took me a minute. So this woman that's talking to her right now has been talking to her since before she went to Kansas. Or shortly after. She's been talking to her for quite some time.
Wow, that's very interesting. So how did they? Okay.
Yeah, it does make you wonder. How did you come to start talking to Letecia? To me, I'm going to say, I think it's clear, right? She sought her out.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if the money situation is a way for new Amy to constantly reassure Letecia that she can be trusted. That's why she's always telling, every time Letecia brings up other people that have contacted her, the first thing out of new Amy's mouth is, oh, they're playing games. You can't trust them. There's not nice people. Everybody's bad. Right? And yet you're the only one that can be trusted. There's something, I'll get it. I'm starting to get it now, but I'm starting to put it together. The puzzle.
Yeah, there's something funky.
Mm-hmm.
Just can't put your finger on it yet.
Yeah. 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 I mean, the thing is, and I considered this, Kimberly, that maybe she is, uh, you know, talking to a YouTuber or something or some other social media. But the thing of it is, you anybody that's followed Letitia for any length of time. I mean, all you have to do, even if you haven't followed her, if you just listen to like calls from her from before her trial, right? You can hear she's a liar and a manipulator, and you can't believe anything that she says. So I can't see what would be advantageous for anybody from social media to try to have an in with Letitia. You can't believe anything she says anyway. And she's admitted, like, on almost every single phone call we've listened to from the prison, that she tells people things so that they will put it out there, and they're lies to make
Yep.
them look like fools.
Yep. She sure has. I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Just give me a little time and and less days in the sun. But I had the best time swimming with my little chickie Nugget. It was the
Yes.
best. All
There's
right.
nothing that beats being outside and being in water
Mhm.
and stuff. That I just love it. And
I
it's,
love it
yeah.
too. I love it too. All right, here we go.
If hers didn't pull up, then that must mean the system does not let it do that or something, I guess.
Yep, I can't fund it from my end.
Which means our only way of funding it is the way that I did it. So why it's not on my account is just crazy.
Who are you trying? I mean, what do you just need your tablet to play games? Why don't you just go ask one of the guards for some dominoes? I know they had real dominoes in there. Stop playing, Letitia. You just need to be on a tablet. See, this is why I get annoyed with her. And there isn't really much of anything that's like worth commentating over after this point. It was mainly about, it's on and on and on and on about them trying to get this phone situation money figured out so that Letitia can play games on her tablet. What are you? Even my granddaughter knows how to be patient with stuff like that. Okay, like she loves to play Bluey, right? Bluey has a whole thing, right, on a app on the iPad or the tablet, either one, right? But there's some that are locked because you have to. They're part of the paid service, and some that are free. And for a real long time, all she did was play the free ones. And then one day she was scrolling through it, and I realized that there was a way to pay. And she was so sweet about it. She said, "No, Granny, that's all right. I can play the free ones." And I said, No. Granny will buy the subscription. It's like $3 a month. But that's my point. If my granddaughter, who's 4, understands that you can't always get what you want right when you want it, what the hell's your problem, you damn demon, Letitia?
Can't always get
Get
what
what
you
you
want.
want. But if you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need. God, she gets on my nerves. She's so entitled. She's so, and the thing of it is, she's not grateful. She can talk all day long and twice on Sunday that she is so grateful, and she realizes that other people have it worse, and that, whatever, all her sermon that she gave in these phone calls, right? She can talk about that all she wants, but talking and doing are completely different things. And Letitia, you talk a lot, but you don't walk the walk at all. At all. At all.
At all. I'm with you, Bendy. You are not hidden, Melly Lynn. And Jen, thank you for having me. I'm going to
You're
jump down
welcome,
and
babe.
say goodbye. I'm just going to jump off because I know we usually chat after. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you soon, okay?
All
And I'll
right,
be
babe.
looking
Love
for
you too.
what we talked about. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye, chat. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Bye,
Leave a
babe.
like.
Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Melly, no, babe, you're not hidden. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's hard for me to like pay attention to the chat like I should whenever I'm like paying it, watching the running the stream and having to pause in between and looking at what the closed captions say and then actually listening to what she says, because sometimes I just zone out when it comes to Letecia, because it's like over and over and over and over. It's the same things. It's the same, she hasn't learned anything. It just irritates me, her biggest problem right now is, oh yes, Rope Scout, there's plenty more calls coming, but it's Allie's turn. And so I'm so sorry, Pan distracted me. Pan said, I remember the laugh you hit, Bindi, when Letecia said her case would be overturned, and one of the prior calls had me weak. Yes, they're gonna overturn it's in Aunt Brenda's. But yes, Rope Scout, there are more calls coming. We have so many more calls. It's Allie's turn, but she's on vacay, and I'm not gonna pressure her to be doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna take our time. I have other content I need to talk to you guys about. Look, before we go, who in here remembers Sarah Boone? All right, I want to show you guys something that I saw today. We didn't watch it, so we're going to watch it together, and then I'm going to say goodbye to you guys, okay? All right, here we go. All right. Who remembers Sarah Boone? Please, please, please put a 1 in the chat if you remember Sarah Boone. 10-10-7-7. Okay. Yes, Sarah the suitcase lady. Well, it seems Sarah might be running out of time for her appeal. Now, I don't know how true this is, and we're going to watch this because this comes from Court TV, right? But that's the title of this video, right? And I'm curious about this because I recall one of the last things that I read on, yes, Chicken Shite the murderer. Chicken Shite, this one's for you. I haven't seen you in a minute. Hey, while y'all are waiting for me to play this, and while I'm just talking before I play this, do me a favor and be like our friend, oh my God, I totally forgot his name. Our little mascot with the run on over to the like button. What did we end up calling him? Why is my mind blank about that? All right. Anyway, one of the last things that I read on Sarah's docket was, oh, that's right, Reebok. That's right. Go be like Reebok and trot on over to the like. Put your $90 shoes on. No, Kimberly, you got to tell me who that is. Please tell me who that is. I have to see that. I have to see that. Okay. So the last thing I read was that the transcript of her trial was requested. And that is the start of the appeal. So I'm kind of curious about this. And it's only a 6-minute video. So let's just see what they got to say. All right, here we go.
I can't breathe, babe. Seriously.
We already know this.
We decided to play hide and seek, right? Okay. So who gets in the suitcase? The problem is I fell asleep.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the 2nd degree as charged in the information.
Now for what's tipping the scales of justice, will time run out for Sarah Boone's appeal? She's serving a sentence of life in prison for murdering her boyfriend, George Torres. And we covered her trial, as you remember, very closely. She zipped him up in a suitcase and would not let him out. The evidence showed that she also beat that suitcase with a baseball bat when he was inside of it and left him overnight to die.
This is a box. This is the box where George Torres was killed. It's a small box, 28 by 20 by 8 7/8 inches.
Now, Sarah Boone has indicated she is taking an appeal. However, that's just part of the process. There's a notice that's been posted on the docket saying she's got less than 20 days to file her brief or the appeal is dismissed.
Right.
Not that she's been the easiest client.
I forgot about this. Because she's already been complaining about her court-appointed attorney appellate attorney talking to her. You know how she feels that you should answer every call, all the days, everything with Sarah. And I remember now that there was just a notice of appeal that she intended to appeal, but not an actual appeal filed. Wonder if that's because there's nothing to appeal on.
And we know that she's reportedly gone through 10 attorneys. Yes, 10. You heard me correctly. And we're lucky enough to have one of those attorneys joining us live this morning. Sarah Boone's former attorney, Frank Bankowitz, is joining us live from Florida. Frank, good morning to you. Thanks for coming back on the show.
Good morning.
Would you walk us through this process, please? Would this be it? If she misses this 20-day deadline, is it over for her and life in prison it will be?
Yes, that's basically it. If the Court of Appeals has entered an order saying she's got 20 days to file her initial brief and she fails to do it, they can dismiss the appeal and she has no recourse after.
Wow. Frank, any idea what the holdup could be? Because she seemed eager to appeal the decision.
Well, I don't know who's actually handling the appeal. I'm not sure if her trial attorney has handled it or she's been appointed at the public defender's office.
Now, I just want to say this. We all got to shout out Frank Bankowitz. Okay, he put up with a gang of shit from Sarah Boone. She said some of the most horrible, horrible, horrible things about this man. And she knew that they were going to be out loud in the public. She knew that her letters were being uploaded. She knew all of this, and she said it anyway, and she did not give a rat's fat kneecap. She tormented this guy. She really did. And he's, reliving all of this to explain what's going on with her. So shout out to you, Frank Bankowitz. We appreciate you.
Usually the public defender's office is very, very cognizant of deadlines and because they have an appellate division. Private attorneys sometimes miss deadlines, unfortunately. Whoever's doing it can probably request an extension of that 20 days. And those extensions are normally granted at least on one occasion.
Sure. Do you think Sarah Boone will, or should I say was, as difficult with her appellate lawyer as she was with you and the other trial attorneys that tried so hard to fight for her?
Well, she's going to have a lot less access to that attorney because obviously she's serving her sentence at this point. She's in prison, probably in the women's prison in Lowell, Florida, which is near Ocala. And her public defender is somewhere in Polk County, which is probably 100 miles or so away. So, she'll have telephone contact and probably some internet contact, but it'll be very much limited to what she had previously.
Mm-hmm. Frank, do you think Sarah Boone has been her own worst enemy in so much as if she had considered some type of plea agreement with the state of Florida, that perhaps she could still be out of prison for some of her life?
Oh, yes. She was her own worst enemy. Well, when I had the case, I had an offer which I recommended to her, which would have been in 15 years in Department of Corrections with credit for all the time she served, and she rejected that. And it's my understanding the state offered that right up till the point of trial, to the point of jury selection, and she continued to deny responsibility and part of the trial. And she got a trial.
Wow. And for anybody who may need a refresher, I mean, this was around the year 2020, and she was, in for almost 5 years.
It wasn't around the year 2020. It happened in 2020, ma'am.
Time, if I remember correctly. So, as you said, credit for time served would amount to her not having to do that full 15. She'd get credit for what she's already done. Wow, that's really something. Our thanks to Frank Benkowitz. I believe we just lost his signal. I would love to ask our in-studio guest a question if we have some time. Attorney Matthew Mangino standing by. Matthew, tell me, Sarah Boone not taking that deal. What do you think as a prosecutor? How generous was?
I mean, we're not going to watch the rest of this because obviously it was a generous deal. And this is what got her. Yes, not that, Justin. Hi, by the way, good to see you. This is what the deal was. This is why she wouldn't take that deal. Okay, all the way up until trial. She wouldn't take the deal because it meant that she would have to admit what she did. It meant that she would have to admit that this was not self-defense, that this was nothing. George didn't do anything. There was no precipitating act. She would have had to admit complete and total fault. And she was never, ever going to do that. She was never going to take accountability. Even in her, she got to address the court at sentencing. Okay. And I have that, on my channel, and the things that she said. So I played it, and then I did a video about, because she was told by her, or advised by her trial counsel, James Owens, Esquire, that she should leave some parts out. And so she did. And, oh, chicken shite, you didn't have to do that, babe. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Chicken shite says, I would like to imagine the people still talking to her and being on her side are trolling her to fail. I was going to mail her letters saying her going pro se was amazing and she should do it just so I could watch. Oh my goodness. I mean, she's terrible. But, he said, you need to edit some of these parts out. So she did. But then she sent that letter unedited, her whole statement. She sent that to the judge along with some other stuff. So I made a whole video just about like all the parts that she left out. And thank you, Lil Red. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for gifting a membership. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. So you got to check that out. There might be some Star Wars in there. I'm just saying. I'm going to go check that out. It's on the channel. It's in the, it's under the playlist. It's in the videos. Anyway, that's really all I had for you guys. I am going to let you guys go. I am hungry. I'm going to go eat dinner. I haven't eaten today. I was, like I said, hanging out with my chicky nugget pot pie. And I need to probably run over there really quick and say goodnight to her before she gets to bed. But yeah, that letter was abominable. I've seen some things in my day. I've seen some letters. I mean, I've read every single letter that Sarah Boone ever wrote to the judge, and she had a couple of judges. Okay. But her letter, her statement, her allocution that she read was right up there with Lori Vallow, right up there with when Lori Vallow said that JJ and Tylee are in heaven. Her good friend Tammy, JJ's got a job, he's busy, and all the things. Remember that? Remember how foul that was? And we all were like, whoa. Yeah. It's right up there with that. Okay. So, anyway, that's really all that I had for you guys tonight. Thank you all so very, very much for being here. I have other content we got to talk about many things. Okay. Donna Adelson, her trial is coming up. We got to talk about Stephen Stearns. There's some, we got a lot of things that are coming up that we need to. Oh my goodness. Is this, hold on a minute. Hold the phone right now. Is this the Dave G? If it is, where have you been? It's good to see you. I hope you've been doing well. I've been doing great. Thank you. And thank you for saying it was a great live. I have not seen you in 11 billion months of Sundays. I've missed you. I hope that you're doing well. It's good to see you. All right. So anyway, you guys, thank you all so very, very much for being here. I appreciate it. I will be live with other stuff. I got tons of stuff we need to talk about. There's all kinds of trials and stuff that we've all been following that's coming up. And so anyway, I'm going to talk to you guys about that. So have a great rest of your night. Stay safe out there. Take it easy. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.